All right, we're live, guys. Let me get on YouTube here and get the pop out. Give me a second. A couple minutes early. Bear with me for a minute while I get the pop out chat, just so I could chat. A couple minutes early. Bear with me for a minute while I get the pop out chat, just so I could chat. A couple minutes early. Bear with me for a minute while I get the pop out chat, just so I could chat. Okay, I think we're all set. Brandon's number one. Morning, Brandon. Pates. Nick's Lucky Twist. Oh my God, we got everybody here. Everybody's up early today. All right. Let me throw in the link and we'll see who wants to come in. Let's see. Twisted. We got a lot of people. Let's see. What do we got? Let's get the link. Hold on. All right, there's the link, everybody. Just had breakfast, just finishing up the coffee. So good morning, everybody. Yeah, Jason, when you get on, I want to talk about the Time Master. Sandra, good morning. Oh, man. Yeah, it was a busy day yesterday. The weather was gorgeous. Absolutely perfect day. Here comes Nick. Just wave, Nick. There we go. Just want to make sure you're not a robot. Boom. Morning, Nick. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Busy day yesterday. The weather was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Get a lot done?
Yeah, like some, I was working on tractors and sold
I have the tractor from hell today, the one that's got oil. It's a Kohler Courage 19 or 20. I hate those engines, but covered with oil. I mean, this is a Husky tractor covered with oil, top, bottom, the deck, the pulleys, everything's covered with oil. The engine's actually shaking because I think he snapped a couple of motor mount bolts. So, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I ran it last year." And I'm like, "How could you have run this thing?" I don't get it.
What happens is those top bolts come loose and
they go up. Yeah, the flywheel smashes it and it breaks the block in half. Yeah. Well, that's probably what it did. I didn't see the crack next to the starter, which is normally what happens. Yeah. But I'm assuming he did it because, I mean, oil. And I said to the guy, "Have you been filling with oil?" "No." It's impossible. That thing's got a quart of oil all over it. It's impossible if you didn't fill it with oil. But he got it for free from a friend. That's what I love. He got the tractor for free. So good friends, right? Oh, man.
I have a Courage, too, and it runs good, actually. It's a good one.
I have one customer, a lady. She divorced her husband in town. He just abandoned the equipment. And what he did, he tried to screw her. He emptied all the oil out of all the equipment.
Oh, my God.
And he told her, "Oh, I put new batteries in. Yeah, just start it up, this and that." So as soon as I go over there, she says, "Oh, yeah, my ex-husband said he fixed it for me." So I go over, I go, "Lady, good thing you didn't start anything." He had no oil in anything. A Fredan blower, a nice tractor, everything, no oil. So I guess the divorce didn't go so well. So, so I got her going. It was pretty good. But the Courage, her Courage, the only thing that I found on it that I didn't like was when you put the throttle all the way forward, when it hits the choke lever, when you pull it back, the choke lever didn't come back. No matter how much I cleaned the spring and the carb, all that, the choke lever wouldn't come back all the way. So it would start to go butt, 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 butt. So I ended up putting a little teeny spring just to pull it back. Other than that, I mean, it ran great. It was a Courage 20. But the only thing is those V valve covers.
Oh, I hate those.
Oh, they're terrible.
Yeah, and they use a cork gasket. They don't even use
I've been using Permatex Ultra. Just, put that stuff on.
Oh, yeah, that'll work better.
Yep. So what's the weather like there today? Any rain or anything?
It's like 60 here. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, we got a little bit of showers, and it's supposed to warm up to, they said, 84 or something like that. Because I know my buddy James Faust, he'll probably be on here in Indiana. He had 80-something yesterday. Here comes Pates. Uh-oh. Jason's working. What's up, Jay?
Ooh, okay.
Hello, Jay.
Yeah, man.
On the run. Hey, Jay, that time saver I fixed yesterday with transmission and all. Out of all the Toros I've
Okay.
worked on, I think I've only had to adjust one propel cable. That's it, out of all of them. So I didn't even think about it on this one, and it was working fine for me. But then when the guy took it home, he calls me back 2 hours later. It's not self-propelling. And I'm saying it's all new belts, new training, new everything. So chances are, like I said, just pull the cable, tension it, and it should be fine.
Yeah, I would start first. Tension's very easy, and go from there. And just make sure maybe the belt slipped off, but start with the tension first.
Brand new belts. Everything's new. Everything's good. Yeah, I'll check it out. But I'm hoping it's just something stupid. I told him 7/16 wrench, loosen the nylock nut. He's like, "Well, I paid you to do it." No.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So, right. I hate to say it, he's right on that.
No. I don't doubt him, but he's saying, "Oh, it's nice out. I'd like to cut my grass." And I texted him 3 times saying, "I'll come over. Let me know when you're home." And then he texted me back an hour later. I'm not gonna sit on my phone for an hour and wait for you to return my text. You know?
No, yeah, that's not how it works. Sorry.
Yeah. So after 3 or 4 hours, he finally said, "We'll continue tomorrow." So 10 o'clock, after 10, I told him I'd call him. So we'll see.
Yeah, what is that saying? Like your something doesn't constitute like an emergency or whatever. I forgot
Yeah.
that saying. I'm still sleeping. Oh.
Well, luckily he's only 3 miles away, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, because I had a lady message me yesterday. She wanted to come one or tuned up.
Can you hear that, Nick?
She wanted it done
Not really.
today.
Might just turn it off.
Like 3 o'clock, she messaged me. You know, I want it done today. So
Oh, really?
So I told her, it says, "Well, you can do it and pick up your machine. That's an emergency repair." Yeah, I'm like, "That's an emergency repair." So I get it done $3. She wrote me about that. I'm like, "See ya."
Yeah.
So then she called me back, and she says, "Well, I just want." I'm like, "All right, that's still $100. You still want me to pick up your lawnmower at 3 o'clock on a Saturday and get it done for Sunday?"
Yep.
Nobody is going to do that.
No.
So then she says, "All right, I'll call you back." Then she called me back at like 6 o'clock saying, "Well, does your tune-up include an air filter and a spark plug?" I says, 1, I'm not getting it done today. 2, since we're waiting, and if you want to wait till Monday, I can get it done between $75 and $85. I don't know what the lawnmower looks like. I don't know much the air filter costs. So I have it in stock, you know? And then I just ended up telling her, "You know what? I just think it's not going to work out. You know, best of luck to you. I got a million other things to do, you know?"
See you later.
That's all. Well, time is money. Oh, we lost Jason. What Jason was saying, for those who couldn't hear, because I could barely hear, a lady called him up and wanted him to work on his mower on a Saturday so she could work on it, or she could cut her lawn on Sunday. And he's saying, "Okay, it's called an emergency service, so I'm going to charge you $80, $85, whatever." Yeah. And then she starts saying, "What's that include? This and that." Well, you know what? I work on the weekend anyway, Saturday, Sunday. If someone has something to bring over, I don't really consider it crazy weekend and all that stuff because, you know, I'm here. But if someone calls you on a Saturday demanding I do this or whatever, you know what? Cha-ching, I'm going to charge you. That's crazy. You ever have that, Nick, where people call you up and like demand it?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Crazy. That's nuts. That must be a New York, New Jersey thing. I don't know.
Howdy, everybody. Hi, everybody.
Good morning, Sparky.
Just about.
Hey, condolences to you and Joe, Sparky.
She's across there at the moment. We're just trying to. How do you deal with it? We're trying to stay above the law, not break the law. But I'm gonna do some stuff this week.
Yeah. Well, you were saying you got to take 4 buses to get where you got to go?
Yeah. Well, to get there.
Wow.
But then the transport. We've just been talking to the transport team, and how to get there will cost a lot of money because the 2 bus services is not running certain days.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So you have to get a train system, which is fine, but we can't get discount because they've disabled the discount system on the internet and everything. Yeah. And I've just had an argument with them. So I said, "Well, we need to find a way from A to B. Can we do it?" And they said, "Yeah, but it'll cost you this much money because of it, because of the lockdown. If it wasn't locked down, it would be so cheap."
Yep.
Just doesn't add up. Yep. So
now, are you going to have just 6 people going? Because you said they limit you, right?
Yeah. The limited people, but as I say, the lockdown doesn't rules they do apply to me, but I'm going to slightly Curve 'em.
Bend 'em?
Yeah, curve 'em. Because I believe that you should have pay your respects the
Sure.
way the way we should always do.
Yep.
But we don't have the capital or the funds or anything in the world to do what we should be doing,
Yeah.
because that's the way life is. But
Sure.
it's a 1 day trip. It's a 1 day trip. I'm going to be well and truly stuck, but I'm going to get there.
They had a place in New York, a funeral home. I don't know if you guys heard about it, Nick and Jason, where the guy had bodies in like Taylor rental trucks or something because his freezer broke. All of a sudden, they start decomposing and oozing out of the truck, and the neighbors were starting to complain. I was like, "Oh my gosh,
That's like a fancy,
There is one in Lincolnshire at the moment. There's a holding place. At the moment, it's 72 bodies where they're holding it at the moment in 9 lorries, which is fine. But they're all plugged into the mains. They're all okay. They're safe. But what they're going to be doing is they've got a special machine coming down from Scandinavia or somewhere like that, flying from the airbase. And what it is, you just keep conveyor belting them straight through the machine. It just gets rid of them. It basically not. How do you put it? It burns them in a matter of 2 seconds, literally, and that's what they're doing.
Well, that's what it was in New York. These were all homeless people that had succumbed to, whatever it was, whether corona or not.
Yeah.
And, what's the city going to do? They have no money anyway. So funeral homes were volunteering, to help out. But come on, a truck with no refrigeration? Come on.
Yeah. So at the moment, I've just been reading about it this morning because my friend of mine who lives near one of the air bases, one of his pals is going across there to go and collect the gadget, basically. It's about a £40,000 unit, you know what I mean? It's like, they're not messing around up there. They're going to get it done, get it cleared.
I was going to say 2 or 3 minutes, no waiting, right? Oof.
Yeah. Just straight in. Oh, they're going to be conveyor belts simply from each lorry straight into the machine. Anyway, let's get off that subject. I'm not in the... Yeah.
Jason, you back?
Jason's always...
Jason.
Yeah, I think he's got his microphone off into... I think he's
Jason,
doing his...
there?
No, he's muted.
I think
Hi, Nick. How are you doing? How are you doing, Nick?
They're okay, still alive.
Yeah,
I tell you, we haven't had a lot. In my town, we've had like 1 or 2 cases. We really haven't had a lot. So I feel privileged not to have been, exposed to a lot of it, although we did have some cases at work. But I'm doing the mask thing at work and stuff like that. I'm 10, 11 hours a day. So I'm exposed to people, but I don't know. My customers, I don't know if you see this, Nick, some customers come over dressed like hazmat, like I've got, the plague. And then some customers come over and they don't care. So it's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Me personally, and I've said this already, and Joe doesn't like wearing masks. I've been used to PPE all my life in my trades, in my things. So I'm quite used to washing my hands, the hygiene side. But you get a 17 or 18. I'm not excusing you, Nick. Sorry, I know it sounds crazy. You're that kind of age group where you're saying 17 to 25 to 30-year-olds. Like the thing they can get away with, not bathing, not showering, not washing their hands, not doing things what they should be doing. I was on a bus once about 3 or 4 months ago. This kid must have been about 17, and he stunk. He had black hands, and I'm just like, whoa. And he's going to school, not school, but they call college, what you want to call it. And I was like, are you for serious? You're going like that? These generation, I'll buy you a bar of soap. I have to. You know what I mean?
Oh, they're so bad now.
Pardon?
Yeah, they're so bad now.
Yeah, it's just there's no hygiene between. I was always brought up with the hygiene in my brain because I was working as a cook, a chef, and I've worked in engineering. When you get blue dye, you may have heard of it. The engineer blue dye.
Yeah.
Dykem. Yep.
Yeah. And I hate that stuff because when you have to measure out, you have to do all the rest of it, make parts. And I don't mind using the stuff, but people used to play practical jokes all the time on the phones, on your goggles, on your PPE. And it was like, the last time I did it, I put super glue mixed with it.
We used to do it on the toolmaker's microscope, the retinal. So then they look like a raccoon when they get off. So.
Yeah.
But also we had the blue Dykem, and then we had the red too. They had blue and they had red, depending. What kind of work was it, Sparky? Your electrical stuff? Yeah,
electrical stuff I was doing. But I was also an engineer at something called a place called MITS, mechanical engineering. Basically, it was literally where I learned welding, where to learn. It didn't take a year really, but you had to learn how to use flat plates, how to build stuff from nothing, and you have to use the blue die to set it up. Basically, every time you have to flatten it down. You have to make sure the blue die is level, and when you scrape it across the actual flat deck, basically there's no other marks, and it's so complicated. But I enjoyed it. It was a theory behind it, and making like tools and making stuff. It was always fun.
It's funny, people. I grew up. I went to college for mechanical engineering and all stuff like that. I was an engineer for 20 some odd years before I started with Lockheed. And it's funny how people hear the word toolmaker and they think you make crescent wrenches or something. And it's like toolmaking is an art. It's a science. It's a way of life. And I'll be honest with you. We had a company over here, guys in America would probably know, called Bullard, and it was a big machine tool company. They got bought by DeVlieg. It was DeVlieg Bullard. They make horizontal boring mills and VTLs and all kinds of machines. But anyway, my grandmother lived right next door, like 2 blocks away. Every time for years I would drive by, it always said toolmakers wanted. And I thought it was guys making like wrenches and things. I never knew what a toolmaker was. But then once I went to college and everything, and I started working, I just, I have the utmost respect because I've worked with hundreds of toolmakers over the years, and you have your journeyman, your B, your A. I mean, people. I don't like when machinists call themselves toolmakers. There's a big difference between a machine operator and a toolmaker. A machine operator knows how to push the on and off button, put a part in the fixture, tighten it, and hit go. Whereas a toolmaker, you give them a block of steel and say, "Here's a print."
That's the
difference. So
we had to make copper screwdrivers.
Oh, nice. For electrical. Yep. Insulated handles, I'm sure, right?
Yeah. And the thing was, the rule of thumb is you have to make 40 a day. That's the minimum you can make, 40, which is fine, no issue for me. But you have to get them so spot on, and then you're getting the 3 layers of steel around it. Yep. And literally, people said, "You're mental. Why don't you just buy it with it all done?" You can't. You just can't. And you're putting the screwdriver. The worst part is putting the Phillips part on it, because you've got a lathe and you're literally scraping a little bit by a little bit. And some people said, "You're nuts. Why didn't you just go across to America or go somewhere else? It's all been done for you. Why didn't you buy the blanks?" I said, "No, you've got to. This is called quality." And this is how I learned my welding, learned how to do my skills where I enjoyed it, where you got a torch in your hand and you're literally filling welds. And it's like, and the best project I ever built was a Volkswagen Beetle.
What was it?
A Volkswagen Beetle. Beetle.
Yep.
The guy brought it in and said to us, "Can you do some welding for us?" I said, "Yeah, not a problem." I usually there on a Saturday, so I used to do the welding with a guy who I used to live with, and it was fantastic. 2 or 3 days was there, just welding up, make sure it's all looking nice. And the guy said it really looked nice, and it went past his MOT in the UK, and past his MOT. It's still on the road now, and the welds are still strong as ever. And
now, did you do like arc, MIG, TIG?
Yeah. I love my gas, oxygen and acetylene. I love my gas welding, especially when you spray it under a cup when an apprenticeship bloke comes towards you, and you put the cup on the side and you like it
blow it up.
And that's the good old days where you built something, you did something, and not like you walk into a shop these days for a screwdriver, you buy pennies for it, and it lasts a day, probably 2 days. These ones used to last years.
Yeah, I was fortunate when I was starting my first job at a place in Bridgeport here. You had to work every single job in the place, and then they decided where you would go. So I did everything from machining, tool making. I mean, we had to make our own 1, 2, 3 blocks, our own machinist vice, all that stuff, the standard stuff that a toolmaker would make. I did die casting, I did plastic molding, I did stamping. I mean, it was great because I was exposed to basically every facet of manufacturing. And then they ended up throwing me in engineering behind a drafting board. Because back when I started, it was the early 80s. We didn't have computers. We had to draw with pencils and drafting boards and T-squares. And, people were like, "Oh, what is that?" You show them when I think you're in a museum, but that's how we did it.
I mean, I'd like the vacuum forming. I used to enjoy the vacuum forming. When
you did thermal forming too, for containers for like food or what?
Yeah, no, just for anything. When we had to make a mold up for a demonstration mold, like where the screw was going to be posting, and we said, "Oh, we can't get the blocks to make them." I said, "Well, just get a bit of steel wood, basically, and steel and wood together, put a form over it, and done." And I was like, "Oh, that's not a bad idea." So they made molds, their own molds. They didn't have to buy any. And the vacuum form used to suck it down, and literally the holes are ready to drill. Done. I mean, it was saving a lot of time. and the way we did it. I mean, we used to make all sorts. I love plastic bending as well. When you see like letters made and all sorts, and it's like the good old engineering days where you had to use your hands, not as like a tool to do it. And it's like the amount of times I burnt my hand doing it.
Oh yeah.
Good morning, Willie. I see Willie's on. Chris is on.
Everyone's
Matt
on.
Olson
Hello,
is
Matthew.
on.
Hello, everyone. Looks like,
What do you got on
looks like-
tap today, Nick? Anything you working on?
I was actually working on a Courage too. I had to change. Do you know how to use the plastic cams?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the compression release went bad, so it was cranking hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get a new cam gear for it.
Those real long rocker arms, the ones that float. I hate those.
It's such a bad
that
design.
engine-
I don't even know why.
Oh yeah, that engine could have never been. I don't know what, maybe because it's cheap, but I don't know. But you see them in all the cheaper, MTDs and stuff like that. It's the cheaper Sears. You don't see them in a lot of stuff.
Cub Cadet uses them. Toro, Husqvarna, they use them.
Yeah,
But usually the $1,000 ones.
It's such a bad.
Yeah.
And the dipstick's plastic too. The freaking dipstick.
Yeah. I hate that dipstick. I hate that.
know.
And the thing is, too, every time I see one of those, that T-shaped handle on the dipstick, it's always covered with oil.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you lift it up, and when you lift it up, all the smuts that's on there falls into the big hole that you just took it out of. So you're introducing crap into the engine. So it's a crappy design.
So we're not going to be doing much at the moment. We're going to wait till Monday or Tuesday till everything's open a little bit more, because the essential shops are starting to open up more now here, and travel's going back to okay. But I know what's going to happen. They're not allowed to travel more than 60 miles. It's nearly 96 miles I've got to travel. So it means the two places where I want to go to, you just can't get to. So I'll get there, Nick. Without breaking the law, I will get there.
What time is it to get? I mean, you got to leave, what, how many hours early? 2 hours,
We go 8 in the morning. We'll get there about 5:30. So
Wow.
good. So
You're spending all day. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And then that's just part one. Part two is getting into the place, and you're another 3 hours on top of that.
Wow.
Just because where it is in that, and it's difficult because the thing is, there's no help like the old days, where it used to, like the old days where you used to ask for help and you can get help on transport and stuff. You just can't get it these days because the government, the way the things are at the moment, is just stupid. So,
And then after all that, you got 4 or 5 hours to go home, right?
yeah, you've got to go the same way back. But you've got to
That's a
stay
long
the night because there's no transport back.
Okay.
And that's the only issue that with that where they are. Next small engines, yeah. So
Crazy.
yeah.
And with
All right,
those
here's
bolts,
everybody.
on the Courages, those bolts, just put Loctite on it and they'll be fine.
yeah.
They won't come up.
I
That
put
blue
red
Loctite?
Loctite on it. I don't want to have a call back on those stupid things.
Mm.
I caught one
Red's
though
probably
about a
better.
year ago. I caught one where, no kidding, the heads of the bolts were literally 20 thousandths from the flywheel. That's how
Ow.
close it was. It was
Oh,
so
yeah.
close. And I
Yeah.
told him, I said, "You're lucky."
Good thing he
Mm.
caught it, yeah, because that would have been screwed.
It came in on a whim. He found this tractor cheap. He said, "Oh, just take a look at it, see what you think." And before I even did anything, I took off the top cover and I looked. I go, "Oh my gosh!" So
And then that gasket blows too. The
Oh, yeah.
closure gasket.
it's just a
that's
stupid
how-
design. It's a tub. It's a tub with a plate on top. It's not even like a real. I don't know. It's not built like a real vertical engine. You know.
Yeah, the sump's on top instead of it being on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
What's Willie saying? 1963 23 DB.
Yeah, that's why I hate Kohler. One of the many reasons.
Wow. I like the K series, the old cast iron. That's my favorite because I was into the old International Harvester
Yeah,
Cup.
the old ones are good.
And the Command. No, the Command, I don't have a problem with Commands.
The Magnums
Especially
are good.
Magnums. Yep. Definitely the Magnums. So you don't have to worry about points, and you don't need an electric start on a Magnum.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The older ones are good. I don't like the new ones.
Mm.
New
Yeah,
Briggs are
Willie's talking about the points plunger on a Briggs. Zippo had a good video on that where you replace the points plunger brass bushing.
Mm.
And it's funny that Sparky, you talk about different materials and things. The points plunger on a Briggs has a micarta tip on it. It's a phenolic tip. Pretty cool. Here comes Scotty, Mr. Briggs. What's going on?
Hey, just
Yeah.
making my liquid love.
There you go.
Well, Mick.
I was saying, now that Scott's on, you got Mick's due in any minute. Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Hey, it was hot yesterday. It's supposed to be 75 today.
I'm just glad you got a shirt on, Scott.
Why? I look good without a shirt.
Remember that man love with Mick, all right?
I'm not giving him man love. This house gets hotter than a pistol. In the summertime, I got old lady. I got my street's full of old ladies. They all sit there and give me the eye up and down the street.
Well, you said you got the old house, right? Your grandfather's house or whatever?
My grandpa built this. My great grandpa built this house in 1929. The front half. Back half was built. The back half was built in 1864.
Nice. Now, is that on a historic register or something?
Yeah.
Cool. The only thing with that is if you want to do certain things, the town goes crazy sometimes.
They try.
Yeah.
It don't work. No.
What do you got going on today?
Putting in new windows.
Insulated replacements or what?
Yeah, I'm $200 each vinyl replacement.
I did that 30 years ago. Now it's time because the gas is starting to leak out. So now I got to do it again.
Oh, yeah. What you saved in time, not glazing windows, will save you the money of a new window.
Yeah. No, 200 is reasonable. I spent 100 a piece 30 years ago, so 200 is not bad.
These are all the original double hung. I'm tired of glazing windows. Yep.
And they frost up in the winter.
No, actually, mine don't because I got aluminum storm windows on the outside.
Okay.
I had to put them in. I put the aluminum in about 10 years ago because when you open the screens, the original screens rotted away, and the aluminum storm windows for $65 each versus God knows what it would cost to buy. Plus, I don't have to go outside. I didn't have to go outside anymore and put the storms on every winter.
I remember doing that growing up. Every time the leaves would fall, the storms would go in.
Oh, God, what a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
You got to store them.
Yeah, I was at a caravan once, and they had a porch thing in front of the door, and leaves used to sit on there. And literally, as soon as you shut the door, the leaves used to fall down. I thought, you being out.
Well, like Scotty was saying too, storing the darn things. I remember in my basement, we had like 30 panes of glass and screens just because you had to keep swapping them every time the seasons change.
Yeah.
I have 29 windows in this house that I had to change, not counting the big picture window.
All right,
now,
there's the link, everybody.
The house I showed you guys yesterday, that big mansion.
Yeah,
that was my great grandfather's house before he built this one. He had that house he built in 1876, and when he was a railroad tycoon, and when he retired, he downgraded, and my great grandpa built that one, and my grandfather took his place. But when he retired, he downgraded and built the front half of this house and sold that one.
Now, which railroad was that, Scott, back then?
Erie.
Central? Oh, Erie. Okay. Yep. Nice.
And my great great grandfather was one of the founders of the Erie Railroad around here.
Nice.
Well, I was watching Discovery the other day, and a guy built his entire house out of pallets.
I think I saw that. Wow. Yeah.
It was quite good. I was like, whoa! I was a bit surprised. And apparently, his energy efficiency in the house is unreal. It was off the charts, and because this is crazy for a pallet house. So yeah, I was laughing me up at it.
Well, I already redid two of them. I already redid two of the rooms in this house. I tore the walls down I got to do 2 more this summer. You can't open up. I'm sure Ken knows what I'm talking about. You can't open up an old Cape Cod house like this, a balloon style construction. You can't open them up in the wintertime. You will freeze your ever loving.
Yeah, definitely.
Those of you that don't know what balloon framing is, instead of having, say, a floor and then another floor on top of it, balloon framing, the studs go all the way up. It's one piece. You've got like 20-foot studs. So.
Yeah.
And if the house catches on fire, you're dead.
Yeah, no fire blocking. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
They've got
one big channel going all the way up.
Yeah. Similar buildings up in Lincolnshire. It's called Stacker Houses. Literally, the beams are going straight up, but there's a metal cladding literally holding it to the next floor, and literally another house. And it's like, whoa, 5-story high, but luckily there's a gap between it, and they put fire foam, luckily, to stop it. But they built them in 1979, 1970s. Really crazy how, and they still survive today. They've been through some winds and storms.
I tell you,
I love these things. $20 up it, remote for the fans.
Sparky, you got anybody over in the UK with the grass roofs? I've seen those a little bit over in UK.
There's a lot of people have them. There's a 4 or 5 at the other end of town. They have solar panels, grass around them, and they have with the hot water, they have it off all the solar panels, which is quite nice. I mean, it looks like a really nice, I don't know. But then you look at the back of the other side, it looks a right bomb site because you can see all the stuff coming out, all the cables and all that lot. Nah, I'd rather have it built into the roof. You know what I mean? Oh, look at that, Docky.
There's Briggs.
Oh, hello, Dusty.
Hey, Dusty's on. Good morning, Dusty. Or good afternoon, actually. What is it? It's about 2:20 your time, right, Sparky?
2:20, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, still early here, 9:20.
Yeah.
Dusty's going on tonight, right? Dusty, what's her, 6 o'clock time or?
18:30, so 6:30.
6:30 your time? Okay. Yeah, gotta check that out. What is that, a city mailbox or is that your mailbox?
That's my mailbox.
Where'd you steal that from?
I'm a retired mailman.
Are you? Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
What'd
you do? You're 20 years and out?
Yep.
Wow. I always wonder where the old mailboxes were.
That'll outlast me.
They even deliver packages to that. Oh, yesterday I ordered a part from Amazon, right? And it was due yesterday, and it said it was out for delivery at 7 a.m. I get an email at 4:30, undeliverable, address not attainable. I'm like, I'm sitting in my house all day. There's no one blocking the mailbox. I think they just do that to break your stones. You know,
what part was it?
It's for my trailer hitch. I put a trailer hitch on the Jeep. And the thing is, I don't know if you guys ever put a bolt-on trailer hitch. When you put the receiver in, it's always loose. So you're driving, and I tell you, this Grand Cherokee is like a tin can. You drive it, ding, 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 ding. It drove me nuts. They sell a U-bolt and a clamp that you just clamp up to the hitch. It'll silence it. So I've been dying to get this thing because every time I tow something now, it drives me crazy. You know, it just echoes because it pivots on the pin. It's like ding, 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 ding. Every time you hit a bump, it's nuts.
Mm-hmm.
So my old hitch on my S10 was so old it was rusted in there, so it wasn't making any noise. You know.
yeah, I hear that.
I tell you, I tried to take it out one day, like 5 years ago. I was like, nope. So I just left it there. The only thing is, I would break my shins like every other day walking around the back of my truck. People that have like trailer balls and rolls on their pickups or something, you walk around, you forget about it, boom, you're like, oh, you know, you whap your legs.
I was watching some this morning, I can't remember what channel it was, but he put a trailer hitch on and he put a retractable arm on it so it goes under the actual back under the truck. That was quite a clever idea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember my buddy, he took his trailer off and he forgot to disconnect the safety chain. He took the trailer off and like rested it on the ground. and he forgot the safety chains were still on there. So he gets in and peels out, and all of a sudden he hears people like beeping their horns and stuff. And the trailer's in back from doing this on the safety chains. He drove for like a half a mile like that. Because the trailer with the safety chains are 3 feet long. It's whipping into the other lane and back and forth, and he didn't even know what the hell was going on because he had a diesel pickup, so he didn't even know he had anything on the back.
Yeah, today's the big coffee cup day.
There you go.
That's not a big coffee cup. That's not a big.
Oh, is it
coffee
Gas
cup.
Monkey?
Yep.
Gas Monkey Garage.
That's not a big coffee cup.
Richard Rollins.
Yeah, Richard Rollins.
Yeah, I think
I don't know if he's still going because I ain't seen him onto the channels. I usually watch out for his channels.
he's counting his money. He's got better things to do.
After buying that, what's it called?
He's branded himself well. He's got his name on everything from candy bars to who knows what,
Energy drinks now.
Everything,
Oh, the gorgeous one has just arrived. The boss managing director of Patty Performance.
Uh-oh. There we go. Morning, Chris.
Well, I have to say, Sparky, you're my new favorite person because this is definitely, hold on, this is definitely how I wake up. So I left when the Mr. left this morning, I started working, but I had to laugh, Ken, when you said hitting a hitch with your leg. I'm going to give you a greater version of pain. How about hitting the spikes on Mandingo? Those.
Ooh, yeah.
I have literally drawn blood on my legs running into the spikes on those. And the Mr. thinks it's just comical how sharp they are. So, yeah.
Why does he have those? What's the purpose of that besides looking like Ben-Hur's chariot?
Well, he has to be in the chat. Love, why don't you share why you have? He loves anything that's different. I think you guys know him well enough by now to know if it's different and he has to have them custom done, he wants them done. Like that's like his
We used to joke about that years ago. We used to say, pimp your ride with the J.C. Whitney catalog and get all the $10 tchotchkes that you can put on your car.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I know because one day we had a customer come to drop off equipment and we have them on camera touching the spikes and one of them broke.
Oh, to see if they're sharp?
Yeah. Well, one of them broke.
Are they metal or plastic?
No, it's a well. The Mr. can tell you what it's made out of. They're fabricated, but they're made especially for him. And the guy put a decent amount of pressure on. You could see he was like hitting on it, and he broke it. And so we had to have them custom, like another one custom made. I almost lost my mind when I found out how much he was spending on these. So we had like a batch made specially in case it happened again. But oh my God. The things that he will not get once like children come in this house. That's all I have to say. But yes, they're sharp. They're very sharp.
So what did you guys end up doing yesterday, Chris? You said you were anxious because of the good weather.
So he ended up, it's funny. I think we put our foot in our mouth. Like the minute he has like things lined up he wants to work on, the sales end up picking up. Because I think what ends up happening is people end up wanting to work in their yard and don't have equipment, Yeah. So what he ends up doing then is he's not going to pull stuff out, start, and then, go back and forth selling, working. So he ended up then selling. And then he starts like a little bit later in the day because then people aren't going to necessarily be coming later in the day to want to buy equipment. So that's when he can like fully get in the zone. So he ends up doing like the selling, the videoing, and it was really nice. We got a nice surprise from his parents yesterday. we were actually, one of my clients that I have on the side, their daughters, they're Jewish, and they were making a virtual bat mitzvah. So they,
Oh yeah.
you know, in all like, we're not Jewish, but you know what? When you have a client that brings a lot of money into your house.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, you're in Long Island and you're not Jewish? Wait a minute.
No.
Something's wrong.
No, we're not Italian Jews. So basically, we were in the middle of watching the ceremony, and all of a sudden there was a ring at the doorbell. And, you know, nowadays, like, no one's ringing the doorbell, you know, that we don't know that's coming. It was his parents, but we kept, you know, a real distance away from them, because of, you know, with him working and everything, and, you know, we can't take a chance. So we kept real far away from them, but we haven't seen them. I mean, and his parents are usually at our dinner table a couple times a week. So we really miss them. So it was really nice to see. So that was like a break in the day too. But he sold a lot. He worked on a lot. We got some videoing done. I got a lot done around the house and for work. But what I'm itching to do, I saw the weather's not supposed to be as hot next weekend, and I'm disappointed. I want to break out. I know, it's like 50s. I wanted the next nice day. I just got a new rug for the back deck. I want to power wash the back fence, and I want to power wash the deck and start, like, you know, getting the yard like ready. And he's got a really great power washer for that. But, like, you know, you end up getting wet. I want a nice hot day. So
don't this cup look like Jason a little bit? I mean, this area right here. Years, definitely.
I'm not saying a word. I'm going to stay quiet on that subject.
Yeah, the cup's got a little more hair than Jason.
Oh my.
It does. I mean, come on, look at the big ears.
Oh my.
You got to put a backwards baseball cap on it, then you got it.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
I mean, I saw that. I forgot I had that. I said, yeah, that's Jason all day.
Well, you guys will laugh yesterday, because I kid you not, I have to have him. He has a picture of a couple years ago when Jason grew out just a mustache and his father had just a mustache at the same time. He is a spitting image. When he's all cleaned up, he's a spitting image of his father, 100%. His father's a really handsome looking, you know, older gentleman. But yesterday his father came over, and his father's all cleaned up and clean shaven and nice looking guy. And he tried to pawn off on us his hair trimming kit. But, you know, Jason has a really nice hair trimming kit. He just will not let me trim up his hair or beard. He's like on a mission right now. I swear to God.
He's hairy.
This morning.
That's my father and mother in 1961.
There you go. That's the year my parents got married. Yeah.
Aww.
No, my barber called me yesterday. My barber, Dominique from Italy. He, I guess he's looking for some cash, so I got to go over there this afternoon.
Now is he going to do the whole mask and whatnot, Ken? What do you think?
Well, no, we'll do the regular trim, but I'll have him clean this up because this has just been growing for a couple weeks, so I got to get it cleaned up.
But
that's all. He likes to do it so it looks like it's a 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah, but how are you going to?
I feel like a bald mouse.
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't, you know, of course, when he does my beard, I can't wear a mask, but I don't know. I'll see what he says. I mean, he's an old school Italian, late 70s, early 80s. I mean, I'm sure he hasn't really gone out much or whatever, but I don't know. It's kind of strange. Yeah. What do you do in a case like that? He's got a son that lives home. It's just him and his wife.
Yeah. And you've been out working still. Yeah. That's the hard part. Like his parents, we were more worried about them, you know, like, I know they haven't gone anywhere, but Jay's been working.
Yeah.
You know?
He's actually cut hair outside too. He'll cut out on his patio. So I could probably do it outside maybe.
You know what? Back in 1917, you see all the pictures that are popping up of when the barbershops reopened. They all did it outside in a chair. That's how they did it.
Yeah. Yep.
Pretty cool. Pretty.
The only thing he takes that cloth strip or whatever, to put it on your neck, and he strangles me every time. He wraps around my neck, and I'm like, barely, He's like, "Is that too tight for you?" And I'm like, "No."
Aw. Yeah, you don't want to say anything,
And then afterwards, he takes this old brush, puts talcum powder on it, beats the hell out of me with it. So.
And you're gonna, and when he dies, you're gonna have a hell of a time finding a barber that you'll like.
Yeah.
He's been doing it for almost 30 years, and I don't know what
Wow.
the heck I'm gonna do when he goes. Yeah.
Oh, my old barber died here about 2 years ago, and all we got around here is unisex. I said, "What happened to I'm sorry, I'm old school. I like going into my old barber had a potbelly stove in the middle of it. He was 98 years old. He had a potbelly stove in the middle, and his idea of air conditioner was a fan, like the old military fans. And he had the old barber pole, the whole shebang. Put talcum powder, shave your neck. These women today are unisex. You go in there, you don't. They don't cut it the way he did. And they never, and that guy never used a pair of shears. It was always scissors.
Well, it's
There
funny,
is a difference.
Yep. Well, my guy still with a straight razor, doing the face.
Yeah, well, it's funny. The Mister used to go to this place, and nothing against it, because I know his barber was a friend of his, only renting a little booth in this place. But I'll never forget one time, years and years back, I had to go and drop off money for this guy. And he was renting a booth in one of these hip hoppy places, where they're sitting there playing Xbox and there's rap music playing. And I'm like, what the heck kind of barber shop is this? So when we moved, I said, you need a real barber shop, where they have a straight razor. They give you a hot shave. And he was like, "Oh, I'm never trying a new barber shop." So he found some nice, old school Russian barbers over here, just like Briggs was talking about over there. And you got to see, he's there for an hour and a half. But they give the hot towel and the straight shave.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, see, that's how it's done. I said, not this hip hop, bebop. You leave with 10 stolen videos when you come out. That's not a barbershop. That's not a barbershop. Come on.
Now you got to go into the barbershop where you see the big chrome dispenser for the hot lather.
Yes.
With the red light on it. And then when the red light goes on, you hit the button and there comes the foam.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
You know how my old barber heated up the lather? He put the shaving cream in a tea kettle and then put a cup inside the tea kettle and put it on top of the wood burning stove during the winter. Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Oh, see what Jason said, Chris? I'd watch that barbershop.
What'd you say?
Look what Jason said in the comments. I'd watch that barbershop.
Well, here's the thing. You know why I love his
looks like he's getting a little extra there.
They are. They're Russian. So they're Russian Jews. And I love it because I go to a place right next door. And whenever they see me, they go, "Oh, mechanic wife." And they wave to me. And they say, "He due for a haircut?" And I said, "Yes, he is." They know who runs the show in our house. I'm letting him keep up this mullet for so long. But
they can smell the money.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But they're nice guys.
That's the one I use.
Nice
Oh, somebody's coming up. Let's see who it is.
That's me. That's mine, Ken.
There you go.
That's a nice one.
Oh, somebody's been. I can get him. Hold on.
What's happening?
Suspense.
Hey, Sparky, how can I scroll up so I can see who's in the basement?
And here's the one.
It's
who
not
needs the
scrolling up.
haircut.
You have to use the space bar to get into
What was
that
that?
thing.
I'm gone.
Space bar?
Nope.
I'm trying to scroll up. It ain't working.
The next one on the panel gets a
Come
free
on.
Yeah, look, it looks just like him.
haircut.
Wait,
I'm trying to
Am I
get
frozen
it.
or no?
I can't get it.
am I frozen or no?
It ain't working, Sparky. I can see.
No.
I can see only about an eighth of an inch of the bar in the.
Yeah.
In the
Oh, boy.
So just trying to think how to do it
Oh
because you've got to
my.
go up and down, use the up and
I
down.
see the
key.
resemblance.
There we go. Hold on. Now I see it.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Aw.
Can you see this?
Oh.
Wait, is it touching my ear? It's touching my ear now.
Yes.
It looks
it
like
is.
Mario.
You
It looks
are-
like Mario.
I'm touching your ear right here. It looks just like
You know
it.
what?
I had an afro
Oh
this
my.
morning. She was not happy. She's like, put a hat on. I'm like, no, I like it. I should have took a picture and
Uh-oh.
posted it on
Oh,
Instagram, but I
and then
didn't.
he puts a dirty hat. He's got clean hats. He puts a dirty hat on his. I'm
When
like,
was the last time you
Oh,
washed
hello.
that hat?
Hello.
He Ken,
I don't.
he won't let me. He's got clean ones, and he puts the dirty one
Well,
back
yeah,
on.
the clean one is when we go out. The dirty one is,
Oh,
just
Jesus.
every day.
Yeah, but the other day, Jason, the other day when you took that 30 weight, was that real or were you just joshing us? When you're
No,
actually
that's
going
30
with the
weight.
oil?
No, that was real. I think.
There, now it's okay.
Uh,
Ah, there you go. He's got the hat on the monkey. There you
so
go.
Nikki, see how curly your hair is, love?
Yeah.
If the Mr. had hair, his hair would be his hair is curly naturally. It's beautiful hair, but he doesn't have any
The-
more hair on top. That's the problem.
The curls are on the inside, Chris. They're inside the head.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
should have.
Okay.
I should have tried growing a mullet maybe like 5-6 years ago. I'm a late bloomer.
What are you
We'll figure something out.
Babe, stop. You didn't have hair here 5 or 6 years ago either.
No,
Stop
I
it.
just had my hairline receding. That was it. The bald spot. I don't remember having a bald spot 5-6 years ago.
Nobody told you. That's why.
That is true.
Uh-oh.
I found out I had a bald spot.
Hey,
when I was
Nick, can I
watching
throw you in the
camera.
basement for a second? We got someone else who wants to come up.
You're
Yeah,
just
it's fine.
cute as a button.
But yeah, so the back
All right.
to the barbershop
Hold
that
on, Nick.
I found in town. I went there just for
Oh,
whatever.
he's
I
gone.
didn't have like the old
He
school
was there.
spiral, and the place was empty. I go in there, and I get a haircut, and the guy starts massaging me. I jumped out of that chair so fast. I looked at him like, "What the hell's going on?"
He means like the hot shave massage. He was used to the hip hop bebop nonsense.
No,
Like,
so
he didn't know
now,
what
so
it
now that I embraced it, they put me to sleep. They rub my back, and then when they do my beard and stuff, they put a hot towel, and then he rubs the hot. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
Sure, it's not red light district.
It's the best $35
No.
bucks I ever spent.
He
Every
he
time,
has
every
like
time.
the old school, like you know that like it's a huge like one of those neck massagers. And I
Yes.
sent a picture to my in-laws once, and they were like, "That's like post-war era, like those big claw neck massager." I mean, he's got some good stuff there. Good stuff.
Yes, I actually enjoy getting a haircut because I know I'm going to fall asleep for at least a half hour, 45 minutes. But I don't know like I said this before, like I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to hold on to this for a little bit and then have her trim me up, or just see how far I could take this, I'm caveman right now.
There's no taking it anywhere. It's pretty bad when the other day I told him that he reminded me. I remember as a little girl, there was the nicest homeless man that used to be. There was a nice man who used to stand outside a 7-Eleven, and we used to always buy him coffee and a Danish when I was a little girl. And he now reminds me of him. Like when your wife starts comparing you to that, it's time to let you trim her up. Because I think sexy time is going to start being very minimal. If that's my my image in my mind. So.
Well, if you
Someone-
let me trim your beard, then I'll let you trim mine.
Oh, please.
Okay, so do they cut your hairs up your nose and in your ears? No, I do that myself. I have like the little thing here and here. Yeah, I do that. But no, they just do, the beard, hot massage in the back, hot massage on the face. I mean, it's a phenomenal experience. I can't explain it. But it's
It gets a
$35
blowtorch
and it's
instead.
well worth it.
Right.
It's really good.
Chris,
I
what
enjoy
you
it.
want to do, Chris, while he's asleep, cut the hair off, you know what I mean, while he's asleep with the electric razor.
Is everybody frozen? Am I frozen? How come I'm the only one that's moving?
No, you're not frozen.
It's back and forth. I'm having some issues here.
Okay, 'cause, it could be me because I'm at work and on my phone, so it's different.
I still say this is your twin brother.
There's a Thomas wants to come up out there. I'm having trouble trying to get Thomas up here, but I don't know, Sparky. My Chrome isn't cooperating today.
They're not working well. I've just left mine upstairs in the office for now because it wasn't working well this morning trying to do a stream off it.
Aw. Oh,
Do I have that
Thomas
lag,
Andrews?
guys, where I'm talking? It's like 4 seconds.
Aw.
I don't see a
Yeah,
lag.
Thomas Andrew wants to come up, but
Oh,
every
hi,
time he
Thomas
clicks on,
Andrews.
I can't scroll up because
Oh.
I see everybody in the basement, but I only see about an eighth of an inch of Thomas, so I can't click on him.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And all these comments that are coming up, I'm not clicking them. They're coming up on their own. I don't know. It's like possessed. I don't know what's going on. Like
Yeah.
Snobby, for this comment from Sparky, the comment from Snobby here, if I click on his name, it'll say show. Well, it's already showing. So how do I get rid of it?
You click it again. You should click it again. It's weird.
All right, I click it one more time. Let's see if it goes away. Now Ed comes up. I didn't click Ed on. I mean, I don't know what's going on with these comments.
I like that bell pusher. That one's good.
Uh-oh. Someone entertain Scott. He's entertaining himself
Yeah.
now.
Hey, Sparky, every time I hit remove to remove the comment, it goes to the next person in line and posts their comment.
I'm going to make a suggestion.
Like right now, the next comment is
I would make
what?
a
Reboot it?
suggestion. Reboot it. I'm not reboot it. Reset it all back to manufacturer, and then restart again. Your machine.
Well, I'm gonna hit restart. I'll be back in a minute. Hold on.
Welcome to Ken's Live.
Yeah, well, it's Nick's
Now
live.
Nick is running the show.
Yeah, that's happened before.
So Nick, you do realize the mister's going to keep hounding you till you make a video of some sort. So we need to think
Yeah.
of a good video for you to make.
Oh, I'm sure he will.
All
He's
right.
back. Hello.
Are we back? Is that better?
You sound fine.
Yeah. See, now the text message still came up from Dusty, and I didn't even pick anything. That's
weird.
crazy.
I mean, my only suggestion is go back to factory reset and literally restart it, and then do it that way.
I don't know. And now my chat, my pop-out chat is coming up like 12 minutes ago or something. Now it's scrolling through every single little one.
Well,
I don't know.
Dusty's pretty. We
So
can
what else
keep
is going
her
on,
happy.
everybody? There's
Well,
Briggs.
Aw. Munch. He's
Hey, just
posing.
remember, guys, 10 o'clock, Lucky 7 comes on with his chat at 10 o'clock today.
Mhm.
Lucky 7 Mud Mower.
Mhm. Well, today's supposed to be nicer than yesterday. I feel bad the mister's at work.
Is
I
it?
know he's got stuff he needs to work on still. Are you guys going to get some stuff done then? Or Ken, you got repairs lined up or your own stuff you got to get done?
Well, based on the conversation I had with Jason, hopefully I can go over to that guy's house at 10 o'clock and spend 3 seconds adjusting his cable on his time saver and get him off my back. But
nice.
the stupid thing worked here for me, no problem. But he's saying, oh, it's not self-propellant. So
Oh,
I love
stop.
callbacks, but luckily the guy's only 3 miles away. So,
Okay, so Jason.
but after
said
that,
he's
I've got the
using-
tractor from hell that's got 4 quarts of oil all over it. I was telling Nick, so we'll see what happens with that. Pull out the pressure washer.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
And I told the guy, I'm going to charge you $40 to clean it just to be able to tell you I can't fix it.
Tuh, right? Hey, time is money. That's how I look at it.
You think this dog's a suck up?
Covered with oil the way it is, I can't tell you if anything's broke.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, that courage. That you're talking
Yeah.
about.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, this one's courage. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
mine's a
chances
22
are it's got the broken bolts, Nick. Chances are.
Yeah, that's always what happens. Yeah, mine's a 22 horsepower.
See, Jason's asking me now in the chat. Yep. Jason's asking us in the chat if the guy started it and tried it. No, he didn't. So that's another mistake that I made, where normally people pick stuff up. You want them, here, try it. And every time I always tell people to try it. He didn't want the muffler to be hot. So when he loaded it and put it in his truck or car, so he didn't want the muffler to be hot. So he said, no, I'll do it when I get home. Should have done it there.
Yeah. You know what? That is true. That is true.
No, I usually tell the customer before they leave, please start it, please try it, let me know what you think. And generally you get the thumbs up and they go home. This guy had an expensive, I don't know if it was Infinity or what it was kind of thing, where he didn't want a hot muffler and everything else on this thing. Well, I always return equipment cleaner than when I get it. So there wasn't any oil or anything on it. It was clean. So
now what do you do? So if that is and if the misters in there so we've never had someone tell us not to start something to try it, but what do you do if you want to go to start it and they still say no? How do you go about that? That's a good question.
Well, taillight warranty, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'll always guarantee what I do. It's just that, like I said, if it's something, in this case, this guy complained that going up hills, it wasn't pulling. It would like stop and slow down. So I tried it in my front yard, which has about a 30, 40 degree hill, and it worked fine. But, was I pushing harder than he was? I don't know. But then even Jason said there is that cable adjustment, and I guarantee you when I pushed down on the time saver thing, on the personal pace, there was a little bit of dwell in there. So, yeah, the cable's probably loose.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well,
hopefully, because I don't feel like dealing with this guy again.
That's the best. Those are the best drives ever.
Yeah.
Now the thing is, if it's more than that,
right.
are you going? If it's more than just that, Ken, are you gonna fix it there? Or are you bringing it back with you? What is your plan?
Oh no, I'd have to bring it back. This guy probably just has the kitchen drawer with the tools in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I told the guy yesterday. I said a 7/16 wrench, loosen the nut, pull the cable down toward the deck. That's all you got to do. It would have taken him 3 seconds. He's like, that's what I pay you for. Okay.
Oh, geez. Oh, we have one of these. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, like I said, I want to keep everyone happy. I've done some work for him. The problem is I've done work for him at a decent rate. I mean, because usually people in town and people that know people, friends of friends, you give them a decent rate or whatever. But then when you have a callback, all that turns to crap, all your profits go on.
Well, we all know selling to people is never. It's rewarding in many ways, but it's never fun. So, well,
like they always say, never deal with money with your friends.
Exactly. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed that you're in and out. I
hope so. I should set up the video, like a stealth video, throw it in the truck.
Yeah. How fast was Ken? Everybody place a bet.
Yeah. Well, everybody's got the dash cams now. I should throw a dash cam on it, and that way I can focus it on the guy's garage.
Yeah. Well,
I tell you, sometimes with customers, you really need a dash cam.
Yeah, like if you're in an accident or something, you get, the.
Well, I love the one that Jason did when he was selling that. What was it? A backpack? What was the one, Chris, where he had the camera in the Odyssey or whatever, or in the Honda, and he was showing the negotiation, him and the guy.
He's done it a couple times now. Yeah.
I love it when Jason, the guy goes, "Oh, I'll give you this," and Jason's like, "Nah, can't do it. No, can't do it."
The backpack blower. Yeah. Well, I guarantee you, I'm positive that you're going to be in and out with the repair. It's usually them complaining that takes the longest of your whole time having to fix it. So,
Well, this was the guy that I would text him yesterday. I was out and I said, I can stop by. Are you home? Then he waits a half hour to text me back. Yes. What does that mean? I'm not sitting around for a half hour waiting for your text. So I text him again. Are you home now? 45 minutes later. Yes. Well, I'm not sitting there waiting for a text. Call me, Yeah.
That was like someone yesterday, earlier in the day. The mister knows the details better, but he was telling me that someone needed a lawnmower repair early in the day yesterday. And you could tell they were shopping around. And the Mister responded, and she waited till almost around like supper time to get back to people. Well, nobody's gonna get on the hot foot right now to go fix your lawnmower around dinner time now. Like she wanted it done yesterday. Yeah. Like, okay, when are you gonna do it now? Well, sorry, not at 6 o'clock at night on a Saturday. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, some people don't know.
Sparky, I just clicked on Justin's comment.
I've sent you an email, Ken, anyway, with something on it for you to help you.
Oh, see you, Ed.
Yeah, I'll take a look after this.
Yeah, you got plenty of time. Like I say, that should help you. Hopefully, it'll work.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Ed, we'll see you at 7 o'clock tonight on your chat, Ed.
Definitely.
Ooh, yeah, I'll be on. Definitely.
Mr. Briggs, it's going to be 75 degrees today, sweetheart, and sunny. I hope you're going to even out that tan of yours for Mickey Tricky.
What? This tan?
Oh, yeah, baby. Try not to get the seniors in town excited, honey.
That don't go away. That's lymph node. That's from lymph node cancer about 5 years ago.
Aw. Well,
I can't hear you.
It's showing two at the same time.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Oh, believe me. Come summertime, it's going to be 74 in a little bit here. You're going to see me is outside with no shirt on, driving the old ladies nuts.
I don't know, Sparky. Now I got it half faded. I'm halfway there. Oh, there you go. All right, the comment disappeared.
You're going to like what I got next weekend.
What, you got video, Scott, or something you're going to throw in the live?
No, I'm going to throw something in the live. I'm going to throw a 4-week-old little girl.
Uh-oh.
Like a bun in the oven
Human
popped.
Or canine?
Human. A bun in the oven popped.
Oh, that's right. You were saying your girlfriend, right? Yeah.
Yeah, a bun in the oven popped.
Oh, here comes Mr. Pate.
There
we go.
Good reception.
So in other words,
finally got a full team.
In other words,
okay.
No, we don't.
What happened to Garth from Wayne's World? Where'd she go?
In other words, Mr. Pate better get busy.
You probably left the
disappear?
Yeah, and Chris goes off. What's the point with that?
Oh, I don't know.
See you later, Lucky.
I'll be in chat soon. That's why I stopped giving breaks and deals. Everybody gets treated the same because even if you sell somebody a lawnmower for $25, something happens per se, or you do a cheap repair, you do a repair and something goes wrong. It happens, right? You're still going to have to honor it as if it was full price. So after that, there's just no more. There's just no more breaks. There's no more friend discounts or family discounts. It is what it is. I stopped selling to coworkers because of that.
Oh, never. No.
And then a year later, the guy complains because
I do repairs for coworkers. I don't sell coworkers equipment, but I'll do some repairs.
Yeah.
Repairs are good. Yeah.
I've sold equipment, I've given equipment, and they've complained. So, forget it. That's it. I'm done.
Oh, don't you hate that when you give something away and then they bitch about it? That I can't stand.
So the one example I'm talking about is a guy gave me his lawnmower, another mechanic here. He's an older guy. Love him. He got so fed up with it, he took a hammer to it. That's how frustrated he was. Okay? He brought me the lawnmower and says, get this out of my hands. And so then I had a nice Toro with the blade clutch, personal pace. And he's very good to me and my wife. I said, you know what? Here, take this. He was so happy. A year later, the clutch cable, was stretched. So I told him, listen, you're a mechanic. Pull the cover off and adjust the cable. And he was like hooting and hollering, crying, complaining, oh, this is only a year. I've only had it for a year. Like, he's like really like busting my chops. And sometimes, you bust your chops and play around. He was kind of like semi-serious. I was like, you know what? You moron. You gave me a lawnmower that you hit a hammer to, and I gave you a really nice one. This is like you don't even want to adjust the cable. And so I got really upset with him, and he ended up adjusting the cable himself. But come on, do you really have to put me through that? You know, ridiculous, ridiculous.
Crazy. All right, well, guys, that's it. It's 10 o'clock. Lucky's chat is on. Go to Lucky 7 Mud Mower. I'm sure most of us will be there anyway. I got to go take care of a time saver cable. Jason, do me a favor, just for the heck of it. Ken Small Engines at AOL. Shoot me an email so I can get in touch with you. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
This way. All right, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Have a
Nick,
great
it was
week.
good seeing
We'll talk.
you. And I'll see you guys later.
Nick, Scotty, Jason, everybody. Take care, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right.